This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, TUPELO Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
Carhop Classic for just $2.99 is the perfect 1-2 punch of flavor and value.
Time that!
You need a trainer to help you eat the burger?
Hey, stay out of this.
Don't get in my head, man. There's barely room for me in there.
Hurry in and try quarter-pound double cheeseburger or 6-inch Philly plus tots for $2.99.
My mom never let me eat this much cookie dough.
What would she say if she saw you eating this big scoop cookie dough blast?
I don't know, might ask her.
Don't tell your father.
Oh, naughty, naughty.
Hurry in and scoop up our new cookie dough treats. Try order ahead to get happy hour anytime.
First American National Bank is a local bank. Our 10 locations are right here in Northeast Mississippi. Banking decisions are made locally by people who live here. It's been that way for more than 50 years. Our involvement in the community is important to us. That's where our roots are. Technology, it changes daily, but our community is what keeps us together. If you like high-tech banking, we've got that too. Follow the flag to First American National Bank, from Iuka to Tupelo.
The longer a person has diabetes, the more likely they are to develop diabetic retinopathy. If left untreated, diabetic retinopathy can lead to blindness. That's why it's important for diabetics to have a comprehensive eye examination with dilation once a year. I'm Dr. Laurie Cagle of Cagle Eye Center in Fulton. We offer comprehensive eye exams to provide diagnosis and treatment of various eye diseases. Browse our large selection of frames available in prescription and non-prescription. Call to schedule your appointment today at Cagle Eye Center in Fulton.
Davis Ford in Fulton is your Ford dealer for new cars, trucks, and SUVs and has a wide inventory of certified pre-owned vehicles. Find your next dream car or truck from our Ford showroom or go online to davisfordsales.com and search our new and used inventory to see what is on our lot. So stop by and test drive the all-new fuel-efficient Ford Focus or Ford Fusion or the new Ford Explorer or F-150. Go further with Davis Ford, 904 West Main Street in Fulton or online davisfordsales.com.
The newly formed Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi wants to make sure you are receiving the best orthopedic care possible. Our staff of 7 experienced, board-certified surgeons specialize in a specific area of the body and can treat you with the newest and latest technology available to fast-track your road to recovery. Call us for same-day appointments at 662-377-BONE and come see us at Gloucester Creek Village in Tupelo. At the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our specialty is you.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, out to the first of 2 matches this afternoon here in Fulton. Adam Gore, CJ Adams getting set to bring you this action on Let'sGoICCTV.com. We do want to say a special hello to those ICC family members that are watching, as well as those that are watching in support of Holmes this afternoon. And you've got number 1 in the North versus number 2 in the North to start this contest, as number 17, Holmes, who comes in with a 10-1 record, 4-0 in the North, takes on ICC with a 9-3 record, 3-1. And the North as well. The last time these two teams met, it was pretty good. Holmes was able to go on a surge in the final 25 minutes of the match to pick up a 4-2 win. So anticipating another big matchup this afternoon here between ICC and Holmes. And looked like ICC threw it in, but they're going to say it was delay on the call and said it should actually be Holmes' ball. So Holmes will have the throw in here. So, CJ, hotter than normal day. Temperatures into the mid-90s, maybe even upper part of the 90s this afternoon. So, Holmes in the all-black kits, ICC in the all-white kits. I guess you can say conditioning is going to be a big factor in this match this afternoon.
Absolutely. Personally, I wouldn't have picked all-black kits, but
yeah.
Hey, to each his own. And
ball taken away by ICC. Now is going to send this one here. Here comes an opportunity for ICC, but a nice, smart play that time by the keeper.
It's just a nice October day out here.
Yes, Hot-tober,
Just
as
what you would expect.
Yes, Hot-tober, as I've seen it referred to on social media. So let's take a look at today's Coca-Cola starting lineups for ICC. ICC and Coke. Now that's a winning combination. This is how it looks for the Indians. A midfielder will be wearing number 1, Lexi Loden. She's out of Saltillo. You've got number 9, Grace Joyce, a sophomore forward out of Oxford. Number 12, Kristen Gilbert. She's a freshman defender out of Winfield, Alabama. Hallie Moore, number 15. She's a sophomore midfielder. She's out of Oxford. Number 16, Maisie Sumner, a sophomore defender out of Blackburn. And then you've got number 17, Brittany Mathis, a sophomore forward. She's out of Pontotoc. Number 19, Emily Hayward, a freshman midfielder. She's out of Oxford. And then you've got Josie Kate Reeves, a freshman defender out of Tupelo. Allie Chanel wearing number 24. She's a sophomore midfielder out of Oxford. Luz Elena Acosta wearing number 25. She's a sophomore defender out of Tupelo. And then the reigning Keeper of the Week yet again here for Anna Wesley. She was selected as the National Keeper of the Week last week along with Conference Keeper of the Week. She earns her 3rd Keeper of the Week honors this week. She'll be wearing number 32, and she'll be in net for the Indians. ICC and Coke, now that's a winning combination, and Coach David Strother hopes he's got that winning combination put together here for this one. That one fires, deflected away, but right into the waiting feet of, I believe that's number 13, Lainey Smith. And just one of those unfortunate deflections off the keeper. A great stop that time by Wesley, or Anna Wesley, but unfortunately the deflection went right at the feet of Lainey Smith, and she was able to stick that one home with ease.
Yeah, just an unfortunate rebound there. Rolled right to her feet. Easy goal there.
So 1-0 is the score. 42-09.
Obviously not the start that Lady Indians wanted.
So ICC will have to try to answer back here in a hurry. You can call this Holmes Week, as we're hosting Holmes right now in soccer. Of course, the men's game will be scheduled to come your way, concluding this one, or I should say after the conclusion of this one. And then Thursday, we're hosting homecoming, and that'll be against a really good home squad, fresh off their 47-42 win over Northwest. ICC trying to send this one over the top, a battle for it on the side. Good job that time by Emily Hayward to come back and win the battle. Ball taken away, but then a pair of Indians run into each other, and Holmes is able to get it back. So here come the Lady Bulldogs trying to push it down the side. This is going to be Smith, who already has the 1 goal of the match today, as she keeps it and then popped out of bounds. So it'll be a throw in here on the side with 41:08 to go here in the first half of play. Holmes moving left to right on your screen. ICC obviously moving right to left. Now here comes the Bulldogs. This one sent over the middle, broken up nicely that time by Acosta. And now ICC is going to try to send this one out. And it's going to go out of bounds, so it should be a corner opportunity coming up here for the Lady Bulldogs. CJ, you take a look at this roster, and, of course, all the attention on Carriel Ellis. She's a freshman forward out of Madison Central. She scored 28 goals on the season, has 12 assists as well. But then you look down the roster, they also have Zoe Ellis, who has 13 goals on the year, Bailey Thompson, who has 11 goals, Ellis with 7 assists, and Thompson with Ellis with 8 assists, Thompson with 7. So this is a very dangerous, very potent offense for this home squad.
Yeah, it is. And I talked to Coach Strother about this a little bit yesterday, about how he was planning on defending against them. And he had a pretty good plan in place. He was pretty proud of how his team defended on the first game of the season when they met down in Holmes. He said we just the second half kind of caught up with us, a little winded, and they were able to score a few late to run away with it. But he was still pretty happy with how his team performed and hoped he could carry it over the whole game here today.
Here comes ICC trying to sprint down the side, and it's going to be sent out of bounds, and I believe it's going to be last touch by ICC. We'll see who it says. Yes, it was last touch by ICC. Let's take a look at the North Division standings. Of course, these standings being brought to you by the Sonic of Fulton. We already talked about it. Holmes leading the North with a 4-0 record. ICC right there behind them with a 3-1 record. For ICC to take that number 1 spot in the North away from Holmes, they would have to win by 3 goals this afternoon. Then you've got East Central at 2-2, Northwest at 1-3, and Hines at 0-4. And you take a look at the schedule for ICC the rest of the way out. They still have a matchup at Hines on Friday, at East Central That's on the 8th. They host Northwest on the 11th. And then they head to Southwest Tennessee on the 15th, and they wrap up the regular season with Sophomore Day on the 18th against Meridian. Those North Division standings being brought to you by the Sonic here in Fulton. And I tell you what, as hot as it is today, CJ, be a good day for an ice cold drink from Sonic. What is your drink of choice from Sonic?
I always get the Route 44 sweet tea. Sometimes a little peach sprinkled in.
Oh, of course, I have a running joke with CJ. CJ has a very basic palate when it comes to food. So CJ living a little wild mixing in that peach tea. Mine is either going to be a half cherry, half grape slush or a Route 44 cherry limeade, which is pretty basic in itself. So the ball is going to go forward. Take it away now. That's going to be Acosta with it on the far side of the pitch. Adam Gore, Lee Adams, Raphael Henry up top running the camera for today's broadcast. Lee, he's down the sideline taking photos for today's contest. You can see those photos at ICCimages.com.
Great shot. Wow.
What a goal there. And unfortunately, I did not have my replay going. My goodness, as that was Emily Hayward coming in and blistering that one top shelf. And that thing right there was a thing of beauty.
Yeah, I mean, she connected as solid as you could on a ball right there. Just drove that thing in. Keeper really had no chance.
I don't know if I'm the keeper. I don't know if I'm
sacrificing my body on that
don't want to do anything with that one. 1-1 now is the score as Emily Hayward sends that one home. She leads the team with 13 goals on the season, and that was a big one there. 1-1 now is your score inside 38 minutes to play, and both of those unassisted goals here to start the contest. There's Allie Chanel. They're going to call a handball as Chanel took it away and dribbled a couple times afterwards, and then they come up and make the call. And that's what we talk about this for those that are watching here on Let's Go ICCTV.com. It all depends on your officiating crew. Some of them call it where anything and everything. If it makes contact with any part of your arm, intentional or unintentional, they're going to call it. And then some crews, if it's unintentional, won't necessarily call the handball. And that time it was called a handball as that shot off frame and will go out of bounds to be a goal kick coming up here for the Lady Indians.
There's a lot of gray area between the officials on that handball. But in my world, if it hits their arm at all, it's got to be called.
I think that's the only fair way to call it consistently would be the best way to say that there. As a poor touch that time taken away by Holmes. Now Lady Bulldogs trying to go over, and now they go over the middle. This is Ellis. You got to be careful with Ellis with the ball at her feet as she tries to send that one forward. Acosta takes it away. And then Chanel charging in that time takes the worst end of that collision, and the ball is going to go out of bounds. And they're going to say it's going to be Holmes' ball. So they're going to roll in a new ball here as one of them got over there in Firewater Creek as it went out of bounds. Good crowd making their way out to the ballpark. Of course, it won't look like a whole lot of people in the stands, even though there are actually a few people sitting in the stands out there as this ball headed back, and a nice job by Driscoll to come up and make the decision to get after the ball. As seating in the shade today, we always say it's a premium, but today it's a big-time premium as, it ain't supposed to be this hot in October.
No, it's not. But that's what we've been given today.
It is what it is, and it's one of those things we're always used to, especially around homecoming for the last few years. It's just been unseasonably cold. Well, that's not the case today. And now here come the Bulldogs trying to force this one up the pitch, and ICC has a pretty good angle on the attack to take it away. And now they're going to send it out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in coming in here for the Bulldogs. 35-37 to go in the first half. That's the voice of CJ Adams joining me this afternoon here in the ICC Alumni Association and Foundation broadcast booth. For more information on how you can contribute to Itawamba Community College, visit iccms.edu. That's iccms.edu. Throw-in is going to be taken away momentarily by ICC, and a good job. That's going to be Hayward who comes up and takes it away. She's going to try to swing this one out wide to Chanel. Chanel is going to have to let it settle. Does so. Now squeezes it ahead.
Good
this
through ball.
Is going to be Mathis trying to get out to it on the wing. Mathis letting it settle. Now fires it back across, and it's trying to find Chanel. But a good job hustling in that time was Zoe Ellis to take that one away, send it out of bounds, and allow the defense to reset. 1-1 is your score. Smith scored for the Bulldogs at the 42:09 mark, and then Hayward answered with a blistering top shelf shot to tie the match at 1-1. Now here come the Bulldogs. They've got an advantage here. This is Ellis trying to squeeze it ahead, but a great job that time as that was number 12. Gilbert coming up, forcing her to get rid of the ball, and ICC forces the turnover. Now trying to cross the pitch, go over the top. Mathis will be able to jog out to this one. Trying to find somebody to come with her. Now sends it over the middle, broken up by Holmes, and it should be a corner opportunity coming up here for the Lady Indians. Well, CJ, you're going to see both these teams kind of take their shots when they have it, try to set up and move the ball methodically also as well, but neither one of these teams, you think with the way the temperature is today, they would be kind of conservative early on, but that's not the case.
No, they've been going for it so far. I'm with you. I think we'll get into the second half. You're going to start seeing some tired girls out there, and hopefully that won't affect us too bad, but we shall wait and see.
So this will be a corner opportunity coming up here for ICC. This one's sent in, a pretty good send this time. Broken up nicely, though, and cleared out by the Bulldogs. And now they're going to try to send this one forward, nearly taking the head off of the center judge that time. Now here comes Hayward again, and no, that one's going to be saved. I like the aggressiveness out of Hayward to start the contest.
Not a bad shot at all right there.
And then Hayward steps in front of that one again.
Keeper was kind of shielded by the defender there, so absolutely take your chance in that and take that opportunity.
Well, they tried to send that one forward, did Grace Joyce, and it was deflected out of bounds by the Bulldogs. And you're already starting to see some players kind of reaching at their knees and trying to find a way to catch their breath. Not only is it hot today, it's back summertime hot, where it's just one of those where it's a thick hotness where you just, if you lose your breath, it's hard to find it. As that ball sent in and then quickly sent right back out. And one of the fans tried to catch it before it went in the ditch. But one thing I got to worry about today, and quite for a while, is the fact that the ditch having water in it, as it has been a minute since it's rained.
It has.
I went up to Indiana last weekend, and there was wet stuff falling from the sky. I wasn't sure what it was. Also tornado warnings while I was up there. Or tornado sirens going off, I should say. So now here come the Bulldogs, trying to send this one ahead. Good job by Maisie Sumner that time. And CJ, you being a soccer guy, that back line for ICC, really a back line for any team, just doesn't get the credit they deserve when it comes up to making those type of defensive plays.
Yeah, any good team you see has a solid back 3 or 4. And is just one of those things you've got to have in the game of soccer.
And Maisie has been the staple in the center of that back line for ICC. She's one of those players, one's got pretty good speed and also can play pretty physical as well.
Not to mention she has a leg.
Yes. And we have seen her showcase that a time or two this season, as there is a substitution coming into the match here. This is going to be Anna King. She's a sophomore defender out of Senatobia checking into the match. This substitution being brought to you by our friends at the ICC Baptist Student Union. Remember to follow them at ICC BSU. That's ICC BSU. If there's any ICC students watching right now, don't forget Wednesdays you can go to the ICC BSU luncheon. All they ask is bring $2 and a friend, and don't forget your $2 for your friend to treat them to lunch as well. So ICC lost it, but Sumner was able to get it right back, and we're going to have a tripping foul here near midfield. 1-1 is your score. ICC and Holmes tied up here. Holmes the number 1 team in the north, ICC the number 2 team in the north. Lady Indians, they're riding an 8-game win streak. I believe it's one of the longest streaks. Actually, I know it's one of the longest streaks in program history, so trying to extend that this afternoon against the nationally ranked Lady Bulldogs of Holmes. This one's sent ahead, and now Chanel steps in front of it. Mathis with it's going to leave it back out to Chanel, but there's a good hustle play by Holmes to clear it back out and force ICC to reset the offense. So now ICC with it, or excuse me, Holmes with it, has a great opportunity here. They go opposite field, try to cross it over the middle, but there's Sumner. Great job by Maisie coming in and clearing that one out. And I tell you what, that would have been a great scoring opportunity there, as they had Zoe Ellis, the second leading scorer on the team. Pretty deep penetration that time. It would have been a tough 1v1 opportunity.
Yeah, had a good run there. Maisie did a great job getting in, taking that shooting lane away and kicking it out.
Got more substitutions coming into the match here. Sarah Witt coming in for ICC, and then it's going to be number 20. That's going to be Cameron Gladney, and I believe that's number 17, Jalecia Brown, in here for Holmes. And those substitutions being brought to you by the Little Caesars here in Fulton. don't forget, the quickest pizza in Itawamba County just got faster thanks to the new Little Caesars app. You can download that app, pick out your pizza, special order it, or if you're like CJ, you want a pizza, cheese only, no sauce, a little bit of crust. No, I'm kidding. But you can do that, and then you can even pay for it from your phone. Just set up your profile and all those great things here. We appreciate Jason Ellis and all the great folks there at the Little Caesars here in Fulton, a proud sponsor of ICC Athletics, not only here on Let'sGoICCTV.com, but also on Super Talk Mississippi, your new home for ICC football, 101.9 FM. This ball sent across the middle, broken up nicely that time by the Indians. Still loose on the pitch. Now Holmes gets it back, and they're going to fire this one wide off frame, and it should go out of bounds. We'll see if it will. No, that may check up. Nope. Just rolled out of bounds that time. Now ICC hurries it back in. Sarah Witt with the ball at her feet. She just checked into the contest. And it's going to eventually lose its way out of bounds. And I tell you what, that's one thing Holmes does really well, CJ, is when the ball is on that side of the pitch, deep in their own territory, they do a good job of smothering the defense.
Yeah, they did a great job right there, swarming the ball, making it really difficult to pass the ball back.
So Holmes will clear it back out and allow it to settle here. There's 28 minutes and 17 seconds to play here in the first half. We are anticipating them, allowing them to have the hydration breaks today. If they don't, my goodness, as this is probably, in all honesty, maybe one of the hottest games we've had all year.
Yeah, I would say it is.
This one sent ahead, and Witt trying to get to it just about 2 steps shy before the keeper comes out and sends it back to midfield. Holmes collects the 50-50 ball and now will reset. So Lady Bulldogs going to be patient now and reset and survey the defense as they squeeze this one ahead up past midfield. Try to squeeze it over the middle. Nobody there except for Acosta, who takes it away and gets it back for the Lady Indians. So ICC is going to back it up now and try to establish and maybe get us a little bit more passing lanes here as they squeeze it ahead to Witt. Witt had it, lost it, and trying to get it back, but there's the Bulldogs to take it away. This one squeezed ahead. The Bulldogs there to once again stop the attack for ICC. Ooh, nice tackle on the ball that time. And now here come the Bulldogs trying to turn it into an advantage on their side. Ball is ahead and taken away momentarily by ICC, but Holmes able to keep it there. It's going to squeeze this one forward, and oh, smart play that time by number 12. That's going to be Gilbert coming in. I don't know that they saw Ellis sneaking in on the backside. If Gilbert doesn't make that play, that was going to be another scoring opportunity for the Bulldogs. Looks like Gilbert might have been shaken up on the play as well, taking an inadvertent shoulder to the chin. As, wow, a hip check in the back of Grace Joyce that time, and no call. ICC gets it back out now. Here comes Witt with it. Witt's going to try to squeeze it inside to Joyce. Oh, good idea, but a great defensive play that time by the part of Hickman to stop the attack for ICC. Now here come the Bulldogs trying to get out in transition. Chenal was there, then had it, lost it.
They've got numbers.
And now this one's sent ahead. And Driscoll's going to have to come out and make a play.
That's why she's Keeper of the Week 2 weeks in a row.
Smart play that time by Anna Wesley Driscoll. If she doesn't make that play, it's 2-1 Holmes. And a good, quick decision there by the Keeper of the Week, Anna Wesley Driscoll, to come up and make the play.
Yeah, they had 3 attackers right there in the box. Very fortunate to not give one up there.
Now here comes Holmes once again trying to get aggressive on the attack. Acosta played it pretty simple that time. Just put her foot out there, broke up the attempt. Holmes, yes, did get it back, but ICC forcing them to move backwards on the attack. This ball sent ahead. It's going to be deflected out wide, and Chenal, who was shaken up on that previous play, able to stay in the contest. Now here comes ICC on the attack. This is Loden squeezing it ahead. Going to be a foot race here down the side. Witt trying to get to it and just couldn't do it in time. Great play that time. If I can get the number 12, that's going to be Steed of Holmes, just to get out there. She knew she had a defender on her hip, or excuse me, an offensive player on her hip, was in trouble that time. Was able to get just enough of a foot on it. Wow, mass substitutions coming in here. And we'll try to get you these subs in for ICC as quickly as possible.
I thought they were taking the hydration break. As many players were running off the field.
ICC sent in at least 4, maybe 5 in that case. I've got 3 of them, and I see The other one, they sent in 4. So in the contest for ICC, Ashley Stevens, Maddie McGregor, you've got Lucy Dexter, and Morgan Gaylor all in the contest now for ICC. And for Holmes, they sent in Laney Chandler. Those substitutions being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, the best bank in the South, renaissancebank.com. Also, don't forget to visit renaissancernation.com. A lot of great videos of those SEC shorts and more there. That's renaissancernation.com. And don't forget, they do sponsor the Wada Play Wednesday, which will be coming your way tomorrow on Instagram and Twitter. Just simply follow Let's Go ICC. Madison Haley has that each week. Michael Upton wanting to know, do they make mac and cheese pizza at Little Caesars? If they did,
I'll tell you, I would be all over that if they had that.
Well, here's the funny thing about it. Even though it's not Little Caesars, there is a pizza establishment that Sully would go to often when they were still open whenever the team traveled, and that's where they would always eat because they had a buffet-style pizza. And they had a mac and cheese pizza, and that was Sully's go-to pizza. Like, it became such a joke that players would try to get in there before Sully to get all the mac and cheese pizza just to make him mad. 1-1 is your score. 23-20 to play here. And, CJ, I think you're starting to see a little bit of heat come into effect here. As the players looking at the clock, knowing that anywhere from that 25 to 20-minute mark is typically when they take that hydration break, and that might be what we're getting here. And I think that's what the players are doing. The players are looking up like
they're ready for it.
Yeah,
sure.
they're waiting for that hydration break. And I know they're going to call a foul on ICC instead. So really surprised with the stop in the action that they did not elect to go with a hydration break there. They say play on, so maybe they want to try to get it no clearer to the 20-minute mark. That would have technically been exactly in the middle of the period if they would have taken the break then, because it was 27:32 on the clock. And again, another opportunity here, and David's asking the...
She said at 20.
Okay, so they are going to try to get it closer to 20 in that situation. So we got a substitution coming into the match here. Isabella Wade into the contest for Holmes. They're set to throw this one in. 1-1 is the score. Your Sonic scoring recap. Smith for Holmes scored with 42 minutes and 9 seconds left in the first half. Then ICC got a blistering, beautiful goal from Hayward to tie it up 1-1. That was at the 38-minute mark of the first half, and that's all of our scoring so far. And CJ, a large part of that is the defenses for both teams have really stepped up and locked in.
Haven't had a ton of opportunities, but when they've arose, the defense has stepped up and took care of them.
There's Ashley Stevens across the way winning the battle and then knocked to the turf. Stevens, a second-generation Indian, I believe. Her sister, I do know her sister played here, so I don't know if any of her family before played here at ICC, but Ashley, her sister Alex, and I believe her younger sister has committed to the ICC softball team next year. So the Stevens family running deep here in ICC athletics. Of course, her dad, a former football coach at, I believe, Aberdeen. I think he's the principal at Caledonia now. As that ball's going to go out of bounds, and it will stay with Holmes, or excuse me, go back to Holmes. 20 minutes and 36 seconds remaining here. McGregor steps in front of that one and takes it away, sends it back. That's going to be Gaylor with it. Try to squeeze it ahead, and then Holmes steps in front of it. Loose ball on the pitch, and Holmes is just going to put a foot on this one and try to send it ahead. And a backspin that looked like C.J. Sandwedge. It had so much juju on it that time.
Not my Sandwedge.
Not your my second shot. C.J. and I, we played golf together back in the summer, and we would play on Saturdays and just smash drives left and right. And then that second shot, we didn't know where it was going. And I believe we should get the hydration break here, and that is going to be the case. Hydration break, we're going to take it with them. 1-1 is your score. We'll take the break and be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, TUPELO Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
The Car Hop Classic for just $2.99 is the perfect 1-2 punch of flavor and value.
Time that.
You need a trainer to help you eat the burger?
Hey, stay out of this. Don't get in my head, man. There's barely room for me in there.
Hurry in and try quarter-pound double cheeseburger or 6-inch Philly plus tots for $2.99.
My mom never let me eat this much cookie dough.
What would she say if she saw you eating this big scoop cookie dough blast?
I don't know. Why ask her?
Don't tell your father.
Oh, naughty, naughty.
Hurry in and scoop up our new cookie dough treats. Try order ahead to get happy hour anytime.
Ever since you got that license, you haven't stopped moving forward. Now that you're older and on the move, you need a safer place to keep your money. We get it. A student checking account frees you up with things like mobile check deposit to take care of that check from grandma without having to stop at a bank. Pay with your phone when you're out with friends. And stop worrying about ATM fees. We'll pay you back for those. Worry about your future, not your money. And know that we'll stick with you, wherever you go. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.
And welcome back to action, a abbreviated hydration break. As usually able to get about 5 or 6 commercials in during the hydration break. Not the case there. 1-1 is your score. ICC in the all-white kits, Holmes in the all-black kits this afternoon. Holmes moving left to right on the attack. ICC obviously right to left.
Got a foot dangling in front of us.
Yeah. One of the camera operators for Holmes is hopefully the shoe don't come off. If it does, it'll hit one of us. Either way it goes, back to action here as ICC nearly takes it away. Now Witt does, but there's Holmes to get it right back, and a lot of traffic there in the middle of the pitch. Holmes trying to find a way to clear it out there, but did not. During the break there, looks like number 14, Alexis Hall, has checked into the contest for ICC. Another substitution. It looks like also, no, that's Reeves. She did start the contest, Reeves staying in. So Hall, who has been a pretty solid backup this season, she's replacing Sumner. And Hall, quicker than Walt Flanagan's dog, brings a lot of speed when she's out there defensively. So it looks like we had a foul, as this will be this one's going to be thrown in here. And now ICC with it. Here comes an opportunity. Going to send this one out wide to Hayward. Hayward, was in the right spot, but a great defensive angle that time by Holmes to take it away. Good idea by Witt, just unfortunately just could not quite get that one past the defender. Now here comes Holmes, and let's give credit where credit's due on that, CJ. Great job that time on the combination by Hall and Gilbert. They both kind of came in, saw the ball was going to go forward, and took the angle of attack away from the Holmes player.
Definitely made it more difficult on them.
50-50 ball sent down the pitch, and it's going to be controlled by the Bulldogs as they had 4-2 on the opportunity there. So they're going to simply clear this one back to the keeper and let her reset. In net is Carly Williams. She's a freshman out of Northwest Rankin, getting the start this afternoon. As Holmes kind of being very conservative. Had a little bit of a lazy feed that first time, and ICC was just a little late getting to the ball. And that should have been a handball opportunity, but they did not call it. I guess they're going to be one of the crews that see intentional or unintentional, as that one was being deemed unintentional. And so Holmes will keep it. Good job by ICC defense, however, CJ, to force them to move the ball backwards on the attack.
Yeah, and I will say that was a tough one. That was right up there at that shoulder mark. Tough to see exactly where it hit first. So maybe a good no call there.
Well, the ball is sent out of bounds, and now it will belong to ICC on the throw-in. This will be Dexter getting set to send this one in, looking for someone to go to. Really nobody there, and a large part of that, CJ, nobody really moving defense or for either of the team.
Not a lot of movement unless they just absolutely have to at this point. And that's just going to get worse the longer we go here.
Of course, this match was originally slated for a 2 o'clock start, but moved forward just for the concerns of being able to get the matches in once the sun starts to set. That's been kind of the tradition here at ICC. Once the change of the season starts coming around, they move the matches from 2 and 4 to 1 and 3 so they can get those in. Of course, no lights here at the soccer complex. If you would like to make a donation towards lights here at ICC, get up with Michael Upton. Visit iccms.edu, go to the foundation page, and he can gladly talk to you about how you can contribute to Itawamba Community College or how you can join the Alumni Association. There's a scramble for the ball down there, and Hall trying to win that battle, getting shoved around and eventually pushed to the turf. And Hall giving up some size there to the top scorer, not only in the league but in the nation, in Cariel Ellis. But a good job there by the freshman battling and eventually getting the foul called.
Just a frustration foul there.
Yeah.
She was just pestering her every time she turned around. She was right there again.
And that's kind of what you need against some top players like that. If you can get them frustrated and never know, could draw a yellow and limit their time on the field. But, you know, that's kind of been the play of Ellis this season. As she's been able to just kind of outlast the defenses and pick up a lot of her goals late on this season. As now ICC trying to move this one ahead. Holmes once again with that smothering defense coming up, but a great job that time by ICC to power forward. Now Hayward's going to eventually get the ball out here on the left wing. Hayward looking to go across the middle, but a nice job defensively that time by Steed to take it away. And we saw the frustration foul on the other side that time, return of a frustration foul on the part of ICC.
A little surprised she broke that back to the middle of the field. There was a lot of running room down the side.
Well, trying to go over the top of the defense there, and there's Hall, who breaks that one up. Tries to send it ahead to Stevens, and the ball's going to be sent forward, and it's going to stay in bounds. Witt trying to chase it down, but that's got to be a frustrating thing in soccer. You see it happen all the time. They'll get about a step or two away from the ball, and then somebody just randomly come up and kick it away. Like, Witt ran probably a solid 30-yard dash that time just to have the ball kicked out of bounds. Yes. Mass substitutions coming in here. Acosta back in, Sumner and Chenal for ICC. And looks like number 22 for Holmes, Zoe Ellis, back into the contest here. These substitutions being brought to you by First American National Bank. Follow the flag from Iuka to Tupelo. That's First American National Bank. One of CJ's mini banks. As this ball sent ahead, and Sumner's going to step in front of this one, send it back towards midfield. Holmes is there to step in front of it. Now the Lady Bulldogs trying to go on the attack. 1-1 is the score. There's 14:05 to play here. Sumner had it. Nobody really came to help her with the ball and eventually lost it, but there's Hall now, and here come the Lady Bulldogs. An opportunity here. Chenal takes it away. Beautiful job by the West Georgia commit. She was on an island that time, and now here comes this track star out of Lafayette County. And, of course, when I say Lafayette County, she went to Oxford High School. Don't want to make people think that. I was saying she went to Lafayette High School. But Hayward showing off some of her speed there, able to get it down. But a nice job by Holmes defensively to keep the ball out of the attack. So Chenal will throw this one in. Hayward will give it right back to Chenal, and ball bounced around. Ends up the feet at Witt now. Witt steps into it left-footed and wasn't on frame that time, but a nice job by the keeper to play it as if it was. That's what you got to do as a keeper. You just want to get after the ball, and even if it's not on frame, you know, stay locked in, and a good job there by Williams.
Yeah, sometimes you just lose track of where you're at in relation to that goal, so you have to make that save.
Well, Hall was sent to the turf, and she's trying to get back up in a hurry here to get back defensively, and she is hurting, and she landed hard on that shoulder. So hopefully she'll be okay as this ball is going to go down the side. Stevens steps in front of it, then bounces it off the defender. Now sends it back across the middle. This is going to be Witt with it. Witt's trying to find somebody to run off with her. Instead, didn't have anything. Good defense on the part of Holmes, and now ICC trying to go on the attack. It goes out of bounds. It'll be a throw in here for the Lady Indians. 12:25 to go here in the first half. 1-1 is your score. Stevens deflects this one away. Is it going to be a corner kick? Yes, it will be. CJ got to make this corner opportunity dangerous here, as right now for both teams, scoring opportunities are far and few in between.
Yeah, you're not going to get a ton of opportunities, so you better make the best of it in this situation. I think they're tracking down the ball over there right now.
Yeah, I think one of the fans are going to try to track around the concession stand over there to get it. Looks like Acosta will be set to send this one in when they get a ball back. Now, they do have one here to the left of the net, but instead a nice fan chase that one down. And got it back, so I believe this would be Luz Elena Acosta set to send in this corner opportunity. Sends it forward and broken up by Holmes that time, and now cleared out wide, and ICC is going to try to chase this one down, see if it goes out of bounds. No, it will stay in bounds. Now sends it ahead. Acosta with it at her feet, trying to squeeze it forward. Now wide on the right side, fires, and they caught that time. Don't know if that one necessarily was on frame, CJ, but
it's hard to see from this angle. But
yeah, I do like the aggressiveness of Acosta. Nobody really there with her, and you never know. You might see an opportunity much like the Bulldogs scored on whenever Smith found a deflection to be able to put home easy. If you don't take the shot, make it dangerous, you won't ever have that opportunity. So now sending this one ahead. Stevens trying to get to it and batted away just a half a step behind that time as the Holmes back line defender made a smart play to get to the ball in a hurry. ICC clears it out. Oh, just couldn't quite find somebody there. Great job hustling defensively that time, as that was Gaylor to break up that opportunity. Sumner steps in front of that, now sends it ahead to Witt. Witt tries to cross it over the middle. Gets by the defender. Here comes an opportunity for ICC. Witt playing it, goes left-footed. No, deflected. Great save that time, and a painful save by Williams as she came diving in. Witt went left-footed, and Williams looked like she might have been able to get a hand up, but still deflected a large majority of that one away with her face, and we're stayed at 1-1. Oh, CJ, great opportunity there for ICC.
Absolutely. Witt did a fantastic job maneuvering that ball to get that shot off. Just one you wish would have snuck through there.
Now here comes Holmes trying to quickly answer on the attack on the other end. That one broken up. Good job that time, as that was number 20, Reeves, in the way of that one. Witt waving to the sideline, asking for a substitution, and you can tell she is just out of gas right now, as she is unable to get down the pitch in a hurry to get to that one. And we're going to have a foul called here, and this should allow the substitutions coming in. Looks like we got subs for both teams. And CJ, we're going to see that a lot today. Both these teams trying to keep players fresh, as it looks like number 9, Grace Joyce, getting set to come back into the contest along with Lucy Dexter for ICC. Looks like a trio of subs will come in the next opportunity here for Holmes.
I'm surprised they didn't allow them on right there and just stopping the action.
Now Holmes, I said a trio. Now they'll lean up a little bit. They've got 5 set to come back into the match.
It's a handball.
So a handball here, and CJ, an opportunity to make this thing dangerous for ICC.
Absolutely. Free kick. Get some numbers down there. Hope for a good deflection.
Or if you're Holmes, you find Hayward and mark her up in this situation, but this ball sent, and nearly bent that one in that time. Good send on the part of Gaylor, and it will result in a corner opportunity here for ICC. And now, my oh my, those subs coming in like crazy right now. So we'll try to get you these names as best we can here in this situation.
Good luck.
Yeah. All right, so Laney Smith back in for Holmes, and you've got Kaya Davis, Peyton Montgomery, Alicia Terry, and Carly Ellis all in. Then you've got Grace Joyce coming in for ICC as this ball sent flat from the corner that time. You have Joyce.
Dexter.
Dexter came back in that situation.
I'm not sure. That's all I saw.
Just scanning the crowd real quick on the. Looks like this all. I thought ICC had 4 set to come in that situation, but was not the case.
They did. Right here at midfield, 12.
You've got Gilbert back in, an original starter on that back line. As the throw-in taken away by Holmes. 7.5 to play now until halftime. And I want to tell you this, folks, both these teams will be extremely happy to get to halftime. As that ball sent out of bounds, last touch by Holmes. Well, luckily for us, we're in the shade up here, CJ, is not much of a breeze, which is the case for the most part here at the soccer complex where the field is surrounded by trees.
Every now and then we'll get a little breeze. But
this one's sent ahead. Now here comes Hayward. Nice job by the defense of Holmes to break that one up. And then the ball ends up at Hayward's. And, just for at the last second, the Holmes player cleared it back out. And now here comes Chenal. Chenal takes it away, trying to get across the middle. Leaves it ahead to Joyce, and Holmes clears it out again. Now a shot from distance, and,
shot on goal.
I would say that was a shot on goal. If it would have been able to be on a little bit more of a line that time off the foot of Hayward, might have been able to sneak that one in as the keeper was caught off guard just there for a split second, but a good job there to keep the match at 1-1. So Stevens with it now at her feet. She's going to send it back. That's going to be 12. Gilbert with it now. Sends it back out wide to Dexter. Squeezes it ahead to Stevens. Stevens just couldn't quite get to it there, as I think Stevens is another one of those players that is starting to run out of gas out there in this sweltering hot October day here in Fulton. As this ball sent ahead, and Acosta, who has been solid defensively today for the Indians, was able to take that one away. ICC tries to send it ahead, and it's going to be kept in play by Holmes. Acosta there again defensively for ICC. This ball sent over the middle by the Lady Bulldogs. Now trying to squeeze it ahead. Little miscommunication there on that back line, but a great job that time by number 12, Gilbert, to come in and break up that opportunity.
That's what a good defensive back line does. They help each other out when one gets beat, and it definitely pays off.
Well, communication was the key to that play there, as you saw him quickly communicate, replace, or whatever the word for filling in for them would be for the Lady Indians, as this ball is now going to be popped up, and Holmes trying to get it back out. Now Hayward's going to be able to get to it and beat the defender there. Hayward wanting to 1v1. Trying to go left side, and
dangerous tackle.
And that is going to be on 24. As that's going to be Terry with the foul. And you heard Coach Strother below us saying you got to make this opportunity count. There haven't been very many scoring opportunities for either team, as the defense have highlighted this one. 2 great goals so far in the contest, but this has been a classic defensive battle between the number 1 and number 2 teams in the North Division, Holmes being number 1 and ICC being number 2. This one sent in the middle, headed out that time, and now it's going to be right back, as looking to go to the backside and looking for Stevens. Stevens lets it settle now, fires, and looking back post, but just a bit too wide. And Holmes keeper Williams smartly clears that one out, as she was well out of position that time. 4 minutes and 5 seconds to play here until halftime. Adam Gore, C.J. Adams bring this action. Raphael Henry up top as Chenal fires this one, looking for Joyce. The header is there.
Beautiful header.
Beautiful play. Let's look at that one on the Little Caesars instant replay. What a send by Chenal. Great job by Joyce going up and finishing that one. 2-1 now, ICC with the lead.
It's definitely the motivation you need going into the half. But what a cross there by Chenal. Left-footed, just perfect.
So 2-1 now is the score, as we're 3 minutes and 58 seconds to go until halftime. And CJ, you said it, could be that shot in the arm the Indians need heading into halftime. And a early nominee for next week's What a Play Wednesday is just a beautiful left-footed cross. Joyce did a good job, knew that she just had to find a way to get a solid header on it, used the back of her head, maybe even part of her ponytail, to pop that one in the goal that time. So inside of 3.5 minutes to go here, Sumner will send this one down. As trying to send that one forward, and the keeper did a good job of just baiting ICC in to come get it that time. Now the ball sent ahead, and ICC takes it away. Joyce with it over the middle now, swings it out wide to Stevens. Stevens, amongst traffic, was sending it over the middle. good idea that time, but nobody there with her as Holmes catches a break. If Hayward's crashing in that time, it very easily could have been 3-1 ICC.
Absolutely. Great ball movement there. Just, I think we're seeing some of that fatigue coming in.
Yeah, it's one of those, this final 2:45 cannot count down off the clock quick enough for these young ladies on the pitch. And CJ, you got to give credit due. Everybody's played today. They had all the warm-ups and both teams. You and I said it, be pretty smart not to go through your full warm-ups today. Both teams went through full warm-ups, and this has just been a back-and-forth battle throughout the entire first half of play.
It has.
So Holmes is going to send this one forward. There's Hayward to take it away. Hayward trying to work 1v1, and then a foul is going to be whistled. Another great opportunity here coming for ICC. The Indians tried to rush up that situation. Smart play by number 18, Montgomery from Holmes, to shut it down. And this one's going to be deflected off Montgomery, and could have made that dangerous, but a good job by the keeper, Williams, to recognize it and quickly fall on top of that one.
Yeah, she read that well. That was not an easy save coming off a defender like that.
So now Holmes with it. 1:45 to play here until halftime. 2-1 is your score. Stay tuned at halftime. We'll have your Sonic scoring recap. And we'll also have a ICC All-American Band performance, part of the Little Caesars halftime report here from Fulton. As we're coming up on a minute left here in the first half. And I think this next minute, you're pretty much looking at how it's going to end. Both these teams, you can tell, both these teams, this has become a budding rivalry over the years, as both these teams have been battling for that North Division championship, and neither team really leaving much on the field here in the first half. It'll be interesting to see who has enough in the tank as we now go inside a minute to play. Holmes trailing 2-1, trying to find that equalizer here inside a minute left. Going to throw it in over the top. Acosta is there, and unfortunately, just couldn't quite get enough of that one to send it down the pitch, and it'll be a corner opportunity coming up here for the Lady Bulldogs with 40 seconds remaining in the first half. So Holmes hurries this one up. The ball's deflected away, and great job there by ICC to help defensively. Is not really sure how that ball got through as they send that one. It's too far, but Driscoll jumped as high as she could that time, and CJ, somehow the ball just got through, and ICC dodged a major bullet there.
Absolutely. Wish I had a little better angle on that. Couldn't really see exactly where that ball was in relation to the net, but it was close.
And that's going to do it for your first half of play. ICC will take a 2-1 advantage into the break. Let's go ahead and take a look at your first half scoring here, as it started with a Smith goal at the 42 minutes and 9 seconds left in the first half. Then Hayward, she answered with a blistering top shelf shot with 38 minutes to go in the half. And then Chenal found Joyce on the cross, and with 3:58 to go in the first half, and that's where we're at now. 2-1 is your score. CJ, your thoughts on the first half of play?
Well, it started pretty bad for ICC. That unfortunate deflection that got knocked in. But I tell you, resilience is the key, and they have battled back, played a pretty good match to this point. Be interesting to see how the second half goes for them.
We'll take a break and come back with Little Caesars halftime show as the ICC All-American Band will perform. 2-1 is your score. Back with more right after this.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, TUPELO Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
Car Hop Classic for just $2.99 is the perfect 1-2 punch of flavor and value.
Time that!
You need a trainer to help you eat the burger?
Hey, stay out of this. Don't get in my head, man. There's barely room for me in there.
Hurry in and try quarter-pound double cheeseburger or 6-inch Philly plus tots for $2.99.
My mom never let me eat this much cookie dough.
What would she say if she saw you eating this big scoop cookie dough blast?
I don't know. I ask her.
Don't tell your father.
Oh, naughty, naughty.
Hurry in and scoop up our new cookie dough treats. Try order ahead to get happy hour anytime.
Ever since you got that license, you haven't stopped moving forward. Now that you're older and on the move, you need a safer place to keep your money. We get it. A student checking account frees you up with things like mobile check deposit to take care of that check from grandma without having to stop at a bank. Pay with your phone when you're out with friends. And stop worrying about ATM fees. We'll pay you back for those. Worry about your future, not your money. And know that we'll stick with you, wherever you go. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you. Member FDIC.
With the Little Caesars mobile app, you can customize an extra most bestest pizza with the most cheese, and now with the most of any toppings for the nation's best price. It's the crowning pizza achievement. And it's true what they say, it's lonely at the top. Unless you have an extra most bestest pizza. Then it's a party at the top!
Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest Pizzas, the world's easiest way to outrageous amounts of toppings, starting at $6.
Pizza.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Itawamba Community College is proud to present to you the 2019 ICC All-American Marching Band. This year's program, The Evolution of Gaming, features some of the most popular video games of our time. This evening we open with the 1980 Atari game Space Invaders. And now, the ICC All-American Marching Band. The 91 Sega game Sonic the Hedgehog, featuring trumpet soloist Tucker Johnston from South Pillow. Featuring our percussion section. the Johnson, South. Itawamba and Diavian Calmis Walker from Starkville. Color guard captains are Alfonso Fernandez, South Pontotoc, and Alexis Wharton from Barr County, Alabama. Percussion captains are Cody Hunter from Lafayette and Alexis Bradley from Tupelo. Front ensemble captains are Chloe Hatfield from Alcorn Central and Jacob Curry from South Hilda. Indian Act choreographer is Roxy Thomas Clayton. The ICC All-American.
With the Little Caesars mobile app, you can customize an extra most bestest pizza with the most cheese, and now with the most of any toppings for the nation's best price. It's the crowning pizza achievement. And it's true what they say, it's lonely at the top. Unless you have an extra most bestest pizza. Then it's a party at the top!
Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest Pizzas, the world's easiest way to outrageous amounts of toppings, starting at $6.
Pizza, pizza.
My burger goes best with mustard.
Ketchup and mustard.
Grass-fed beef.
No, corn-fed.
On the grill.
Now, flat top.
Iceberg lettuce.
Nah, arugula. Jalapeno.
No way. Avocado, dude.
Medium rare. Gotta be well done.
Brioche. Sesame seeds.
American cheese.
Cheddar.
Can I have a turkey burger? What? Turkeys are for Thanksgiving, man. I like my burger with the Coke.
I'll agree to that. Strictly with the Coke.
Only with the Coke.
Coke and a burger. Come on.
All right.
That's where you get the flavor.
First American National Bank is a local bank. Our 10 locations are right here in Northeast Mississippi. Banking decisions are made locally by people who live here. It's been that way for more than 50 years. Our involvement in the community is important to us. That's where our roots are. Technology, it changes daily, but our community is what keeps us together. If you like high-tech banking, we've got that too. Follow the flag to First American National Bank, from Iuka to Tupelo.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set for the second half of play. ICC with a 2-1 lead thanks to a beautiful cross off the foot of Ali Chanel to Grace Joyce with just under 4 minutes left in the first half. ICC leads at 2-1. They'll have the ball to start the second half of play here with the First American National Bank kick to start the second half. ICC in their all-white kits, Holmes in the all-black kits here. We'll see what second half adjustments were made by both teams here as we progress throughout the afternoon. Blistering hot day here in Fulton. Number 1 team in the North, Holmes, taking on the number 2 team in the North, ICC, here in a crucial battle. Now, I will say this, ICC will have to win by 3 goals in order to overtake Holmes for first place. 2 goals will result in a tie. And then, of course, a win by 1, and Holmes will still maintain the number 1 spot in the North off goal differential tiebreaker. Now this ball sent ahead. Here come the Lady Bulldogs. Opportunity here. Fires and sends it home. Well, CJ, you can just sort of tell Holmes was not going to be denied on that opportunity there. And a beautiful goal to tie us at 2-2.
Yeah, they come out of the half with a lot more pace than they had in that first half. Yeah. And it showed it. They had a couple opportunities there. We're going to have to figure out what to slow that down.
Yeah, that was Zoe Ellis. She now has 14 goals on the season. I miss who the assists come from that time. And now 2-2 is the score. Yeah, much more intense home squad that we saw in the first half. And then Sumner misses that one. Just one of those miscues, but a good job there by Gilbert to come in and clean things up and send that one out of bounds to allow the defense to reset. Well, some of the fans now actually swapping sides of the pitch as the sun is blistering out today. They're actually coming over here in the shade on the left side as Holmes gets it off now, tries to send it out, cleared out by Gilbert. And Holmes just smothering here early to start the second half. Sends this one ahead, and ball just went a little bit too far back that time for Gladney to control. And right now, CJ, looks like Holmes is almost playing with 2 extra players. They're covering so much territory right now.
A lot more speed and being a lot more physical.
Substitution into the match here for ICC. This is going to be number 13 coming in. That's Dexter. And coming out of the contest is going to be Reeves for the Lady Indians. This substitution being brought to you by the ICC BSU. Follow them on Twitter at ICC BSU. Of course, ICC students, it's been a long time tradition here with the ICC BSU. They meet Monday nights at 7:07. And don't forget also the ICC BSU luncheon. It'll actually be tomorrow. You can follow at ICC BSU to find out what they'll eat, when they'll eat it, and who the guest speaker will be. Brother Chris Burrows doing a great job there, as always, with the ICC BSU. 2-2 is your score. Lady Indians and Lady Bulldogs doing battle here. And this kind of sort of could be a preview for state championship as well. As we saw that great match between ICC and Pearl River last week. If you were able to watch it, you saw an instant classic between those two teams. Pearl River, the number 1 team out of the South. ICC was able to pick up a hard-fought 1-0 victory. Now here come the Bulldogs. Sends it over the middle. Trying to turn. Great job that time, not allowing her to turn and square up to the goal. And now this ball sent across the middle, and ICC is going to try to clear it out. But CJ, it's almost like ICC just cannot get a solid foot on the ball to be able to clear it out to get some breathing room against this offensive attack of Holmes right now.
And Holmes has press. They've got just about all their players on this side of the pitch. 1, maybe 2 defenders back. So they're definitely playing with some fire right now.
Yeah, and it's one of those, if they can find a way to send this ahead, if you got a speedy player like Hayward, that you can send one over the top of the defense, and she's got the type of speed that'd be able to come out and beat those type plays. But it's like Hayward getting an early break here to start the second half, and not a bad coaching decision on the part of Coach Strother. You want to see if Holmes he knew they would probably come out more aggressive to start the half, see if they might wear themselves down, and then see if you can get the Hayward in there a little bit more fresher against some worn-out defenders.
Yeah, definitely not a bad strategy. We'll see if it'll work out for us here as we go on.
This one sent ahead and broken up there for a moment by Chanel, but Holmes able to keep it. Now looking to go to work. This is Ellis. Ellis trying to weave her way through traffic. She's already got 1 goal here in the half. Now dribbles inside, crosses it over the middle, and that one not on frame that time as Driscoll scoops it up without an issue. We're actually going to say it went out of bounds. Substitutions coming into the match here for ICC. It's going to be number 14, Hall, into the contest. And King re-entering here for the Bulldogs. These substitutions being brought to you by the Sonic right here in Fulton. Remind you the guys' match coming up next here. At the conclusion of this one, 2-2 is your score. Still a lot of time to play here. 40 minutes and 5 seconds remaining here in the second half. 50-50 ball won that time by Holmes, and there's Acosta to come up and make the play and try to get it back. And sends it ahead, but it's going to go out of bounds, so it'll be a throw-in here for the Bulldogs. We caught Acosta's name a lot today, CJ, as she has been pretty solid defensively for the Indians today.
Yeah, she's been involved with a lot of the plays, especially in that midfield area.
This is cross, and it was there, just a little too far, as that was Ellis trying to find Ellis. Or those, no, one of them went to Madison Central, the other one to Brandon, but I was going to say it might be family or maybe former teammates, but big time missed opportunity there for the Bulldogs, though.
Goodness, fortunate there. That was a pretty cross. Just missed her foot by just a little bit.
See in the background there, the ICC baseball team preparing for some fall ball. We didn't know they played, but last weekend they took on Dyersburg and split with Dyersburg in some fall ball action. It's another substitution coming into the match here, and this is going to be number 21 for ICC coming in. That's going to be Morgan Gaylor. And it looks like this may be Ali Chanel going to come out and catch early breath here in the second half. And yes, that will be the case.
Sure seems like we've played a lot more than 7 minutes.
That's what I was just thinking. I looked up at the clock and I was like, no, there's no way. There should be like 20 minutes left. And we say this, you know, you look at the clock, and in soccer, other than an injury or some cards coming out, As here comes an opportunity for ICC. Mathis now trying to get out. Great hustle on the part of Holmes to get back and break up that opportunity. But I was going back to the thought I was just making there, CJ, as there's Mathis again, taking it away, sends it over the middle, trying to find Joyce, and just couldn't find a foot on it that time. Could Joyce, and Holmes breaks up that attack. But yeah, 45-minute pretty much continuously running clock. And soccer sure does take a lot longer than 45 minutes to run, it feels, when you compare it to, say, like football, whenever their clock runs. The American version of football, I should say.
Yes.
Ball being pinballed around that time, and Holmes lets it settle. Now here comes an opportunity for Holmes. This is Carriel Ellis, and a great job that time. Let's give credit.
Excellent defense.
To Morgan Gaylor getting physical, and then Driscoll coming up and making that play.
Just enough contact not to draw a foul, and give just enough time for the keeper to roll out and grab it.
This ball popped up, and Sumner's going to be there to clean things up. This ball popped up and looks like it's going to end up at the feet of Sumner again. She's going to kick this one high into the afternoon here in Fulton. And Joyce had it, sent it forward, but directly at a player from Holmes. So here come the Bulldogs trying to find the go-ahead goal here in a 2-2 contest with 37 minutes to play here in the second half. Holmes wasted little to no time in starting the first and the second. They scored with 42 minutes and 9 seconds left in the first half. They scored with 44 minutes and 10 seconds in the second half. And now here comes the Bulldogs, and a good job by Hall breaking up that opportunity, but it will result in a corner chance here for the Lady Bulldogs.
Yeah, you hope we can keep up on defense and just keep them contained. They're doing a great job so far.
So it will be a corner. It looks like this will be Mackenzie Thompson to send in this corner opportunity here for the Lady Bulldogs. They're going to let it go short with it this time and let it go through the legs of a couple of players. Good setup play that time, but a good job. You can tell that play was well scouted by ICC as they didn't bite on the fakes. As that ball goes forward, it looks like it's going to come off the referee, and it will be ICC ball. But a good job by ICC. You can tell they were coached up well, saw that type of play coming on that corner play, and they were able to lay back and break up that opportunity. Chanel back into the contest here as she will check in. Checking out will be Morgan Gaylor, who made that great play defensively to keep it a 2-2 contest here. This substitution being brought to you by Kegel Eye Center. 862-EYES. That's 862-EYES. Set up your appointment to get your eyes checked. That's Kegel Eye Center right here in Fulton. Now here comes Holmes, trying to go on the attack here on the left wing. Dexter breaks it up. Holmes is going to keep it now, sends it over the middle. Nobody there for the Bulldogs. Thank goodness for ICC, as that one kind of squeaked its way through a lot better than anticipated. Ellis had it, lost it, now keeps it. Sends it over the middle, tries to go left-footed, and it's going to be wide.
That ball just keeps finding the foot of the Holmes players.
As the kids say, it be that way sometimes.
Is that what they're saying now?
I think that's what they're saying. I honestly don't know. Number 13 coming into the contest. This is Lainey Smith for the Bulldogs. But, yeah, you know, in the game of soccer, sometimes it just goes that way. The breaks tends to go the one way, and it's all about weathering that storm and see if you can not eventually break that up. If you're a Lady Indian, as this one sent over the top. But, CJ, as you said, the pressure has been turned up here in the second half by Holmes, as they have pretty much sold out on forcing ICC to think and maybe make a mistake on some of these touches, and they've had some much more opportunities here in the second half than they did in the first half.
And that may have been their game plan. I'm not sure. They may have come out a little – we may have just thought they were winded. They may have just been relaxed, and then second half come out firing.
Inside 34 minutes to play now here in the second half. It's a 2-2 contest. As it was kept in bounds that time by Dexter. They tried to deflect it off her foot to get a corner opportunity. Good job by Dexter. And there's Acosta again coming up and making the play, and Dexter clears it out. Joyce has it now, trying to send this one over the middle, and the Bulldogs were there.
We just got so many back in the defensive zone. We got to press forward a little bit more.
Now here come the Bulldogs out on the wing. But there's Maisie to step in front of that one, and that's going to be out of bounds off the Bulldogs. Great job by Maisie. Kind of deked the player into thinking she was allowed the ball to roll out of bounds and just kicked a blistering ball off the back of her leg, as Hayward will come into the contest here, and Witt will check out here for the Indians. That substitution being brought to you by First American National Bank. Follow the flag from Iuka to Tupelo. First American National Bank, a proud sponsor of ICC Athletics. Tommy Chamley, I believe he was named the Itawamba AHS Alumnus of the Year.
Yeah, I saw that.
So congratulations to Tommy. He and the rest of the crew out there at First American National Bank always do an amazing job. Ellis sends that one high, and a good opportunity there for the Bulldogs. Just couldn't quite put that one on frame, luckily for the Indians, as it stays 2-2. Substitution into the match now here, as this is going to be number 12, Haley Steed, coming back into the contest. Or Hallie Steed, I believe is how you would say that. So a goal kick coming up. 2-2 is your score. 32-15 to go here in the second half. That ball deflected away, and Hall had to quickly clear it out that time. Hayward has it, trying to let it settle, now does so at the feet of Chenal, and Chenal just lost it out of bounds, and Chenal went down in a heap that time, and she was able to get back up with a noticeable limp. So hopefully she's able to shake that off across the way. Might have just been some incidental kick to the shin that time. It's like somebody's shin guard is on the pitch out here on the opposite side, so don't necessarily know who that might be. As this ball sent in, and there's Hall. And I tell you what, CJ, you look at Alexis Hall. She's not the biggest player on the pitch.
Scrappy.
But I tell you what, I like her.
Yeah.
She will get out there, and she'll give you 110% every time. It don't matter who she's squared up against. You're going to know she's out there.
Yeah, she bounces back quickly, too, if she gets beat. Really had a great game so far.
That 50-50 ball is going to be sent out. They're going to say ICC ball. And we're having more substitutions coming in. ICC sending in Gilbert back into the contest, and she will replace Hall that we were just talking about. And we're still seeing a lot. Both these teams kind of moving the chess pieces back and forth, sending in a lot of substitutions, trying to keep players fresh and kind of manage their time. Is still a lot of time left in this one. 2-2 contest coming up on 30 minutes to play here in the second half. That ball cleared out. Chenal is there to take control. We'll drop it back to Gilbert. Gilbert dribbling over the middle, and now we'll try to send it ahead, and great defensive play that time by Holmes. And now here comes an opportunity for the Lady Bulldogs. Ellis goes across the middle, but there's Maisie Sumner. Great job by Maisie playing that back line like you're supposed to. The keeper had committed to the player. She came in, cleared that one out nicely to keep it at 2-2.
Once again, just an unfortunate bounce off a deflection. Created that opportunity for Holmes.
That ball sent out of bounds. It will stay with the Bulldogs, and you're right, CJ. And just one of those, it's almost like there's a magnet in the feet of Lady Bulldogs right now. 30 minutes to play here in the second half. Of course, we'll have that hydration break coming around the 20-minute mark as this ball sent ahead and deflected around, and ICC will now get it. And then there's the Bulldogs. This ball collected and reeled in that time by the Lady Bulldogs. Steve Diffie checking in. Shout out to Steve Diffie, a good friend of the program. Of course, we'll see him here Thursday night when football comes to town. You can watch that game here on the ICC Sports Network with the Davis Ford pregame show coming your way at 6. And that First American National Bank opening kickoff coming your way at 6:30. And if you're away from your computer, you can listen on Super Talk Mississippi 101.9 FM, your new home for ICC football. And then don't forget, Tuesdays at 9:06, you've got the ICC Hour. We talked to Pernell McPhee today and also talked to Jake Hartfield about homecoming festivities this week. Continued our PTK series and much, much more there on the ICC Hour. Scrap for it, and the ball will go out of bounds. It was sent out of bounds by ICC. 28 minutes and 35 seconds to go here. Men's match coming up at the conclusion of this one. As we said, matches have now been officially moved up to 1 and 3 as the ball deflects away right at the feet of Holmes. Over the middle they go with it. Opportunity here, they fire and just off frame that time. But another nice play by Driscoll to break that one up. And again, CJ, just seems like all the bounces for now going the way and kind of a break for Holmes. But luckily for the Indians, Holmes doesn't have a lot to show for it as they scored off a beautiful goal to start the second half. But since then,
yeah, they've had their opportunities, but they just haven't capitalized on them. This could be a lot worse score than we're seeing right now.
Sumner to the turf, able to quickly get back up, and ICC is going to reset. And as we talked about, it's a change in philosophy, I guess you could say, or a change in attack here by Holmes, and nearly gave that one away as ICC trying to be patient, see if they can work against this pressure, trying to go over the top of it. And nobody really breaking down the pitch that time, but yeah, Holmes is kind of sold out to putting all the pressure on their side of the pitch. And CJ, they've dominated the time possession, field position so far here in the second half.
Oh, absolutely.
Poor touch, and ICC takes it away now. Joyce with it, looking to cross. And Hayward, just a step too late. Good idea that time by Grace Joyce. If she could have bent that one in a little bit more, Hayward was there and a chance to give ICC the 3-2 lead.
Yeah, that's our first real chance in this half. Checking in on the goalie now.
Yeah, they're checking on her. I didn't see any contact. I think she just twisted and fell to the ground awkwardly that time. Referee has not called for a stoppage of the clock, but now she says play on. And that's not a bad thing, because even if it did look, she wasn't any contact made, the way she fell, you want to come up and make sure there wasn't any contact, because it's been a point of emphasis with soccer this year has been contact to the head.
Yeah, you got to protect your players.
Yeah.
Both sides. And the head is one of those that's exposed here in this sport, so you got to be a little extra careful.
I'm somebody that has had 3 concussions in life, so you will never hear me argue against any type of stoppage. As this shot from distance and scooped up nicely that time. But yeah, I will never argue in any type of stoppage or anything that will help possibly protect players in that genre of side of things. There's a lot of people that just heard I've had 3 concussions. They're like, that explains a lot about Gore. This ball sent across the middle. Holmes just in the right spot at the right time. Fires and just a bit too wide that time. As we stay at 2-2 with 25 minutes and 45 seconds to play here.
Subs are starting to pile up in front of us again.
As both these coaches trying their best to spread out the love and the minutes here to keep players fresh on the field. As we said, temperatures in the mid to upper 90s today. This is October the 1st, and we still have summer-like conditions here in Fulton. This ball out wide to Mathis. Mathis lets it settle. Looking for somebody to go with her, looking for the back post. There's Hayward. Hayward, just lost her balance. What a great cross that time by Mathis. As now Joyce gets it, fires, and no, saved. 2 great opportunities that time by the Indians, but equally great defensive play out of the Bulldogs to negate those opportunities for ICC.
I like the effort we're putting forward now. Little aggressiveness.
So substitutions into the match here for both teams. Gaylor, Hall, and Stevens in for ICC. Then for the Bulldogs, you've got Wade, Davis, and I believe Montgomery back into the contest here for Holmes. 24 minutes and 22 seconds to play. 2-2 is your score. We anticipate that hydration break coming your way with about 20 minutes left, as they were looking to go backside, a little give and go action that time, but Holmes was right there in the right spot to take it away. Ball at midfield. The Bulldogs getting aggressive, now take it away, looking to go on the attack over the middle. Hall had it, just a poor bounce off the foot of Hall. Now ahead they go. This is going to be Ellis with it, and Ellis just couldn't quite do anything. Great job defensively. She did slip down, but a good job that time by Gilbert to stay with it and stay in front of her, not to allow her to square up and take a shot.
Yeah, good job getting the numbers back, too. She had the advantage there for just a moment, and we all crashed backwards.
So now Holmes with it will send it up the pitch. And again, the ball just finding its way to Holmes players whenever it's just those balls that take awkward hops. Always ends up finding its way to the Holmes Bulldogs so far. This one sent up the pitch. Bouncing around, and ICC is Lexi Loden. Will get it now. Tries to send it ahead. Here comes Stevens. Stevens looking for the cross to Mathis and just a bit too strong. No, there's Hayward, though, coming in. And a smart play by Williams. If Williams hesitates that time, CJ, would have been a dangerous opportunity for Hayward.
Right. Yep, good cross there.
Just shows off the speed of Hayward. We talked about former track star in high school showing it off there as you thought that ball was really going to be a routine ball gathered in that time. As this shot fired
off the post.
Off the post, a bit too tall that time. As we'll have more substitutions coming in the game. But yeah, Hayward just showing off that speed. You thought it was going to be an easy play by the keeper. The keeper looks up and sees Hayward closing in a hurry. Quickly came up and snuffed out that opportunity.
Yeah, and I don't know if we want to get in the track meet with these guys. They definitely have the speed to counter us as well.
Yeah. Well, there's a reason why these are the top two teams in the North, and they're showing it off so far. 2-2 is your score. 22 minutes and 20 seconds to play here in the second half. This ball sent down the pitch, deflected away. Mathis going to try to get to it. Still loose on the pitch. Gaylor comes up and clears it out. Tell you what, I like the play of Morgan Gaylor. She's out there to get physical, not going to back down from anybody. As she took a little bump that time, was still able to fight through. And she sent the ball out of bounds, so it'll be an opportunity here for Holmes to throw it in. You just got to have those type players in the game of soccer. It's a position that doesn't really get a whole lot of stats or scoring opportunities, but does a lot that doesn't show up in the box score that helps ICC build what is a 8-game win streak right now. You see the Indians warming up behind the net there. They will have the match coming up next here on Let's Go ICCTV.com. And for the players right now, and for us as well, there's cloud coverage for the first time today, and I know they are thankful. Holmes with it, tries to squeeze it forward. Over the middle they go. ICC quickly collapses, and they'll have it now. Stevens with the ball, trying to weave her way through traffic, and Holmes just quickly come up and applied a double team and got the ball back before it got to midfield. Ball sent back over the middle, and Holmes will take it, looking to go on the cross. Ball deflects away now. Here comes opportunity, but there's Maisie Sumner again. Maisie breaks it up for a moment. Allow the defense to reset here. This ball deflected away, loose on the pitch, and Stevens is going to come up and corral it. Well, once again, you're starting to see players kind of getting winded here. We are coming up on the 20-minute mark, so the next stoppage should result in a hydration break here, and we should probably get it here. And we are going to take that hydration break. 2-2 is your score. 20 minutes and 14 seconds to play here until halftime. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Kegel Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
Car Hop Classic for just $2.99 is the perfect 1-2 punch of flavor and value. Time that! You need a trainer to help you eat the burger?
Hey, stay out of this. Don't get in my head, man. There's barely room for me in there.
Hurry in and try quarter-pound double cheeseburger or 6-inch Philly plus tots for $2.99.
My mom never let me eat this much cookie dough.
What would she say if she saw you eating this big scoop cookie dough blast?
I don't know. Why ask her?
Don't tell your father.
Oh, naughty, naughty.
Hurry in and scoop up our new cookie dough treats. Try order ahead to get happy hour anytime.
Ever since you got that license, you haven't stopped moving forward. Now that you're older and on the move, you need a safer place to keep your money. We get it. A student checking account frees you up with things like mobile check deposit to take care of that check from grandma without having to stop at a bank. Pay with your phone when you're out with friends. And stop worrying about ATM fees. We'll pay you back for those. Worry about your future, not your money. And know that we'll stick with you, wherever you go. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.
With the Little Caesars mobile app, you can customize an extra most bestest pizza with the most cheese, and now with the most of any toppings for the nation's best price. It's the crowning pizza achievement. And it's true what they say, it's lonely at the top. Unless you have an extra most bestest pizza, then it's a party at the top!
Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest Pizzas, the world's easiest way to outrageous amounts of toppings, starting at $6.
Pizza. And welcome back as we're moments away from breaking up this hydration break. Thank goodness for that. 20 minutes and 14 seconds. And CJ, this has just been a battle here. Holmes scored quickly. 44 minutes and 10 seconds left in the first half to tie it up at 2-2. And now from this point on, it's going to be whoever has enough left in the tank, because both these teams, they have put it to you this way. They have played enough to already walk away with this game without hanging their heads. But still a lot of time left in this match.
Yeah, you're going to find out these last 20 minutes who wants it more. A little concerned with Holmes, the speed and tempo they came out with to begin this half. If they can keep that up for another 20 minutes. I know personally I couldn't, but
I couldn't keep it up for the first minute of the match. As we're seeing some of the Holmes players being subbed out, and they're having to get stretched on the sideline here, as cramping will become an issue later on. We've got Maisie's family listening over in the UK. Also, Dr. Allen, who has been in Tupelo today, taking care of business, checking in and saying he's making sure CJ behaves on his way back from Tupelo. As this ball sent out of bounds as we put the ball back in play here. 2-2 is your score. Men's match coming up next after the conclusion of this game. You want to be sure to stay tuned for it as well. The Indians can lock up a spot in the playoffs with a win today. I'm not 100% sure if the Lady Indians, I do believe they too can lock up a playoff spot today with a win. As this ball sent out of bounds. As we talked about, if ICC, for them to take over sole possession of first place in the North, they've got to win by 3 or more goals. As Holmes won 4-2 in their first meeting, so that gives them a 2-goal advantage in that match, and there's going to be a foul on Holmes. And ICC is going to try to quickly put this one back in play.
God.
Ouch. As that one blistered off the backside of number 13, Smith, for Holmes. So much so that it went, 5 yards beyond midfield and then out of bounds. That's
going to leave a mark.
Yeah, that cannot feel good. Substitution coming in the match now here for ICC. This is Josie Kate Reeves. She'll come in, and Allie Chenal will check out in this situation. Want to try to get Chenal. I anticipate a very quick breather here on the sideline. This substitution being brought to you by our friends at Little Caesars. A hot and ready pizza awaits you at Little Caesars, $5 and some change. Depending on how late I get out of the office tonight, CJ, that might be what's on the menu for supper at the Gore household. As this ball deflected away, Grace Joyce going to try to give chase and just couldn't get to it as Holmes sends this one back. If you had to buy Cade a pizza right now from Little Caesars, what's his pizza of choice?
I know this is going to be shocking to you, but he's just a cheese-only kind of guy.
Well, what about Emmy?
Emmy, she'll get out of the zone a little bit. She likes pepperoni, sausage, occasionally some chicken and some bacon.
So Cade is for sure your son.
Absolutely.
As we have a player shaking up on the pitch right now, as this is going to be Gaylor coming off, and right back into the contest is going to be Chenal. Also checking into the contest here is going to be Laney Chandler for Holmes. So a 1+1 in that opportunity for the substitutions for Holmes as well. So
it's like she took a pretty good shot to the head.
Yeah, that's, once again, as we said, that's going to be one thing that's, and rightfully so, is when you get that contact to the head, the referees almost make you check out, even if you say you're okay.
Yeah, just looking down at her, I think she needed to come out for a little while.
So this ball thrown in, and Holmes heads it out, but then loses control of it as it goes out of bounds. So it'll be another throw in here. 17-18 to play in the contest. 2-2 is your score here, left in full time between ICC and Holmes. So we talked about Holmes in the black kit if you're just now joining us. ICC in the all-white kits. ICC left to right on the attack, which obviously
Good
leaves
takeaway.
Holmes. Yeah, nice takeaway there. Trying to go over the top of it, and again, Holmes just too many numbers on the backside. As ICC tried to go over the top. Also checking in during that hydration break was number 3, Maddie McGregor, into the contest. And a foul call there on number 14, Kaya Davis, who didn't necessarily like that call, but the referee did call it. Sumner trying to quickly put it in play, and the referee said, no, back the ball up a little bit. So Maisie will step into this one. Maisie's family, as we said, watching over across the pond as this one sent ahead, and Holmes steps in front of it. Ball still loose on the pitch, and good job. Now here comes Stevens. Stevens tries to put a quick foot on it. I liked the quick play that time, CJ, by Stevens, as ICC has had few shots here in the second half. Had the opportunity there, tried to make it dangerous.
Yeah, if you can see a clear path to the goal, you've got to take a shot in this situation.
Holmes will keep possession of that 50-50 ball as Hall tried to get it. It goes out of bounds, last touched by the Indians. Getting ready to send in some substitutions, as this is Zoe Ellis, who does have a goal this afternoon. She was getting stretched out at halftime as they didn't quite give the substitutions enough time to come off the pitch. Checking out is going to be Carriel Ellis, the leading scorer for the Lady Bulldogs. 28 goals on the season, 12 assists. That's what you call getting it done.
Yeah, you don't see those numbers just a ton in this level of soccer.
So Holmes with it. Hall takes it away, and that should be ICC ball, I believe.
Yeah, they're saying goal kick.
Yeah, good job that time as Hall just came in, tapped it away, and then had the opportunity to knock it off the back of the foot of number 17 from Holmes. Brown, now it's like Hall is starting to cramp up down here on the far side of the pitch. And CJ, we're probably going to see a whole lot of that in this remaining 15 minutes of the contest.
Yeah, you just expect it at this point. They've been out there running for a better part of 2 hours now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, fatigue is just bound to happen, especially in this heat.
Yeah, especially on a day like today. I mean, I'm going to call it unnecessarily hot. Not that there's really any other word to correctly tell you how hot it is right now. Really don't have to describe it. If you're here, you know. 96, 97 is the temperature right now in the contest. As they send this one ahead, this is going to be Zoe Ellis trying to squeeze her way through, but a great job then. This one's fired and a save.
Good save. Once again, that ball is just going straight to the feet of the Holmes players.
See, take a look at this Little Caesar instant replay. Driscoll showing off why she's been named 3 times Conference Keeper of the Week, once nationally. And you got to think that nationally has a chance to go for it again this past week. She had 17 saves, 2 goals allowed. You can read an article on her that Dalton Middleton was on campus earlier this week. It's anticipated to be in the Daily Journal tomorrow. We saw John Pitts tweet at us about it. So be sure and pick up a copy of the Daily Journal to read more about the success that Anna Wesley has had so far this season.
Now help us get forward. Ashley, maybe you show Pete.
You look at it for ICC, that last loss goes all the way back to the last time ICC and Holmes squared off. It was a 4-2 loss back on August the 30th. Did not lose in the month of September. Now ICC with it. Hayward trying to get down the pitch. Sends it ahead, and they're going to say out of bounds. Last touch by the Bulldogs.
So
looks like they're going to try to get in Acosta in this situation. And Acosta will come in, and Chenal will come out, trying to get Chenal another breather here. She did come out of the match earlier, but due to the injury, had to come right back in basically after a minute of being off the pitch. So she'll try to get another break here. Anticipate that one being a short one. 12:35 to go here in the second half. 2-2 is still your score between ICC and Holmes. Another instant classic brewing here between these top 2 teams in the North. The Indians with one of their longest possessions here in the second half as this ball across the middle. Joyce just tried to come up and put a solid foot on that one, but credit to the player for Holmes, Chandler, coming in and just taking away a full extension on the ball that time as she charged in a hurry, and Joyce had to kind of check up on the swing. So a throw in here for the Indians at midfield, trying to find somebody to break free. Not a whole lot of movement on the pitch right now as they go over the top, looking for McGregor. McGregor deflects this one away, and Holmes should be able to chase this one down without an issue, and they will. Now they'll send it out of bounds. Okay, CJ, you're a soccer guy. Explain this to me. They had a chance to easily corral and get the possession, but instead are let to turn around and kick it out of bounds and give the ball back to ICC.
I think you're just going back to that fatigue there. They just, one, probably aren't thinking clearly. You know, when you're out there and you're hot and your body's tired, your mind just ain't at 100%.
Sumner comes up and makes a play. That's the only thing it can be.
Because ideally, you want to keep possession and move that ball down into your zone.
Well, Stevens did a great job of checking up that time before she was offside and tried to get a solid foot on it that time, but Holmes once again playing great defensive on that back line to break up that opportunity. Now ICC with it. Stevens had it, and then poked away by the Bulldogs. Chase for the ball now as it goes to the sideline. It should be a throw in here for ICC. Yes, it will be. 10 minutes and 52 seconds as trying to walk the ball up a little bit too far for the referee's liking, and then it runs exactly to the same spot. And judging by the look on the referee's face, she was not happy at all with that. So now Holmes finds the ball yet again, squeezing this one ahead. Driscoll's going to have to come up and make a play on it, and she does.
Another great play.
Smart as Zoe Ellis was closing in on that one in a hurry. Zoe, the second leading scorer on the team with 14, already has 1 goal today. Sends this one out wide. Here comes Hayward. Hayward, just too strong of a touch, trying to dribble through traffic that time.
Little shove there at the end, too, by Hayward. I'm sure that's that frustration showing again.
Frustration and fatigue for sure showing there. 10 minutes and 5 seconds as this one sent out of bounds. What a great catch across the way by a fan. Saving a young lady who was kind of sort of paying attention, but not really. As number 11, Dowdy, number 20, Gladney, 25, Thompson, 29, Carriel Ellis, and number 13, Laney Smith, all back into the contest here for still a hockey phrase, a line change for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, pretty much.
And ICC looking like they're getting ready to counter with one of their own at the next opportunity. 2-2 is your score. 9:28 to play. Ball taken away. This one's sent ahead now. The Bulldogs, though, get it back. This is Zoe Ellis out on the right wing. Looking for the cross over the middle. It's dangerous, but too tall. Good idea from Ellis, looking for the back post that time for Smith, who just came into the contest. I like the aggressive play out of this substitution there, but ICC catches a big break.
Yeah, and Ellis, every time she touches the ball, something dangerous happens. So they're going to have to get some bodies on her pretty quick if she's involved in the play.
You've got Allie Chanel, Lexi Loden. Good to see Morgan Gaylor coming back into the contest, and also Sarah Witt all in for ICC. Another line change of their own for the Indians. Substitutions have been aplenty today as temperatures. Man, just to think, it's October the 1st and we're 3 degrees away from 100. And that's not saying that's not the heat index right now.
Yeah, I'm sure the heat index is getting it up over 100.
And call me crazy, but I'm one of those, if they say it feels like 100, then it's 100. I don't care what the temperature says. Now here comes Holmes on the attack, trying to squeeze this one forward. And I think, CJ, we're seeing a lot of fatigue set in here. Is that just was one of those shots where you're saying, let's just see if we might be able to sneak it in for a goal?
Yeah, because she had some options to keep running or pass the ball off. Just decided to take the shot.
Well, this ball sent down the pitch, bouncing around, and Gaylor's going to try to get to it. She does. Smart play by Gaylor. Saw that the defender was charging in a hurry, didn't try to squeeze it ahead. Instead, let the momentum of the player come up and make the play, and there is a rough connection across the way between Witt.
Right there on the corner of the box, too.
Yeah. One of those, if that had been me, I'd still be laying on the pitch right now. So I'm going to try to throw it in and looking for Hayward. Good physical defense, clean play on the part of Holmes to get the ball back. Now ICC gets it back. Hayward over the middle. Witt looks to go left-footed. Deflected, and it goes in!
Wow.
Good job by the Indians, staying with it that time. Let's go back and look at that one on the Little Caesars instant replay as Stevens comes in and cleans it up and sends it home.
I believe that ball was going in either way, but absolutely you got to kick that one in and finish it off.
Well, let's look at it one more time here on the Little Caesars instant replay as it was going towards the goal, but a smart play by Stevens because you see a great effort by Williams. Once the ball got away from her, she leapt back to try to get to the ball before it crossed the line, and it had a little bit of sideways spin that time. So Ashley Stevens coming in and getting a goal, much like we saw Smith score the first goal of the game off a deflection. ICC getting it back there to take a 3-2 advantage. Now Holmes with it, trying to see if they can find the equalizer. Tries to send this one across the middle, and that one was broken up by
it stayed in.
Gilbert, and it stays in bounds, but you could tell by Gilbert's reaction after that one came off the lower part of her back that it stung.
Yeah, you can tell this game means a little bit more to these girls today than just a normal game. They're putting their bodies on the line and blocking shots you normally wouldn't see blocked in a regular season match.
This ball sent ahead now. Holmes trying to find the equalizer. They trail 3-2 with 6.5 to play. As Dexter comes up and gets physical. I want to say this, a lot of times we kind of get on the referees, just because they're referees, but they've done a great job today letting these two teams play and letting them decide how this one has gone. I want to knock on wood as this one continues. Now here comes the very dangerous Zoe Ellis, sending it across the middle. Shots wide. Good job that time by Ellis. The thing that makes Ellis so dangerous, CJ, is yes, she's got 14 goals, but she's also got 8 assists. So it's one of those that you've got to commit to her, keeping her from scoring. But when you do that, a lot of times you see her given opportunities like we just saw there for her teammates to score as well.
Yeah, and that was a great pass for a shot. Lucky for us, it just missed the net.
So Hallie Moore into the contest here for the Indians. This substitution being brought to you by the ICC Baptist Student Union. They'll meet tomorrow for lunch. Find out when and where and what they're having at ICC BSU on Twitter. Just remember, $2 and a friend. Don't forget $2 for your friend as well. That's the ICC BSU. Brother Chris Burrows and company always doing a great job there. Chanel pops up out of nowhere and takes it away.
Still going with it.
Now squeezes it out wide to the speedy Hayward on the left side of the pitch. Hayward with it now, trying to size up the defense, looking for someone to go with her. Good job by Holmes getting back defensively, but Hayward stays with it, fires from distance, and just a little bit too tall. Good strike off the foot of Hayward. She had that blistering top shelf goal back in the first, looking for her second there, and just about a foot too tall there. As we're now inside 5 minutes, 3-2, ICC with the lead here over the Bulldogs of Holmes.
When I was talking about Ellis being that dangerous player for Holmes, Hayward is definitely that dangerous player for us. Anytime she's got the ball in space, you better just hope it misses.
Pair of subs coming into the match here. Brown for Holmes and Loden for ICC. This substitution being brought to you by Davis Ford. Davis Ford, they're just right over across from us here in the ICC soccer complex. For your next new or used automobile, stop by and see the fine folks at Davis Ford, DavisFordAutosales.com. This ball sent ahead, and ICC breaks it up nicely. Now the Indians trying to get it out wide. Hayward trying to get to it, and Hayward gets physical and wins the battle. Up the middle to Loden. An opportunity here. She can go wide. No, defeats it. 1v1 opportunity here. Will fire it.
Good save.
Oh, Loden, no. She missed a great opportunity there, but a great save, as you said, CJ, by Carly Williams to keep this a one-goal match. The Indians would love to have an opportunity to have that one done over. Now here comes Witt. Witt's going to have to hurry. Can't get to it. And another smart, quick play by Carly Williams. Man, back-to-back play by Williams to keep this a one-goal contest. Loden wins the battle there. This ball popped up. It's going to be bouncing around. Witt's going to come up trying to win the battle there. She's getting pushed and held.
Yeah.
And we're going to see what this is going to be called here. They're going to call this on Witt.
I don't know. That was inside the box.
Witt was trying to get to the ball there, and they're going to call a foul. Looks like this is going to go against ICC. That right there.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, that's a tough one. And it's one of those calls, CJ, that could make or break the game there, and Holmes catches a break. Is a lot of physical play. And ICC fans kind of wanted to get the call there, but I do have to say I agree with the call on the part of the referee because Witt was getting physical to start the contact. Good no call, and that's going to be a high kick. So now 3-2, 2.5 to play in the contest. If you're ICC, you can afford to be a little methodical here. Work some of that clock. So Gaylor getting set to put her foot in this one, sending it over the top, looking for Hayward on the backside. Hayward tries to let it settle. Now sends it over the middle, and no, Witt had went with the ball. If she was stayed where she was, it would have been a beautiful accidental bicycle cross that time.
Yeah, that bicycle kick.
Yeah. It's one of those, it looks good in theory, but when you think about landing, you're just like, I don't think I want to do that. Not on a day like today.
I love to see them, but I do not want to be the one kicking them.
So it's going to be thrown into Hayward here on the side. She sees a double team. The ball goes out of bounds. And we'll stay with ICC here. 1:45 to play. 3-2 ICC with the lead. Can the Indians tack on another goal here? Can they find a way to hang on to beat the number 17 team in the country? Ball being deflected around, and it's going to be a foul called here on ICC. And now you're starting to see Holmes work with some purpose here, trying to get the ball back in play. And now here come the Bulldogs. No, ICC steps in front of it. Sumner sends this one down the pitch. Drops it to Hayward, who's going to watch it roll out of bounds. Well, good job by Maisie to break that one up, and substitution getting set to come in the game here. Number 24 coming in for the Bulldogs. This is going to be Alicia Terry. And you're seeing them sprint on and off the pitch here. ICC will not substitute as the clock will stop anytime ICC sends in a sub. Inside a minute to play. Ball taken away by Hayward. Hayward sends it over the middle, looking for Witt, but broken up nicely that time by the Bulldogs. But there's Witt to force the turnover. Loden drops it back. Now if you're ICC, just keep the ball on this side of the pitch. Acosta sends this one ahead. There's now 38 seconds to play. Holmes is going to have to hurry here. 3-2 ICC with the lead. Bulldogs have got to go the length of the field with 29 seconds to play to try to find the equalizer and force this one into overtime. Over the top they go, too far. ICC will have it now. They'll try to send this one ahead to Witt. Witt gets by the defender, now trying to go out wide on the wing. Now there's 15 seconds to play. Battle for the ball on the side, and Holmes is going to have to hurry. No, it's going to be a throw in here for ICC. There's going to be a foul, and that's going to do it. The Lady Indians are going to pick up a hard-fought 3-2 win over the number 17 team in the country. A big win there for ICC as they're on the sideline, ready to rush the field, and they will. What a soccer match today. The Lady Indians win 9 in a row as they upset the number 17 team in the country 3-2. CJ, your thoughts on this one?
Great game. That early goal, we really could have got down and just laid down, but no, they battled back. We got a quick equalizing goal, came back right for half, got the go-ahead goal, and then the same thing in the second half. They come out and they score real quick, come out fire, basically dominated the second half up into these last 15 minutes. And then ICC just took the game over. And after that go-ahead goal, never really lost possession.
Well, ICC improves to 10-3 on the year, 4-1 in the North. Holmes falls to 10-2, also 4-1 in the North, but they do hold on to first place in the North due to goal differentials this afternoon. We've got to name a Sonic star of the game, and CJ, I think this is, a lot of people saying, Gord, you're taking the cheap way out, but I got to say this. That is a all-around team win this afternoon for Lady Indians. You had Hayward, Joyce, Stevens all scoring goals. Chanel had an assist. That back line defensively was solid today. Anna Driscoll, solid as normal, even though she gave up 2 goals, only to the number 17 team in the country.
Right.
But still played good enough, well enough, got the job done to help the Indians get the win.
Yeah, and don't forget about the midfielders either.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm with you. Great team win. It takes everybody in this sport to be successful. And when you have a team that works together the way these girls did today, you're going to be successful.
That's going to wrap up the Renaissance Bank postgame report. ICC wins it 3-2. We're going to take a break and come back in about 10 minutes with the start of the men's match. ICC wins 3-2 for their 9th win in a row this season. A program best win there for the Lady Indians. 3-2 is your final. ICC with a win over number 17 Holmes.